you if you have the time sometime to look at it, maybe.
Oh, yep. I've been having a look at that today and trying to figure out all the other things that are wrong with the file too. Yep.
Yeah, but then actually I tried to start the checker on Hanno's files, and I mean he has a whole bunch of files in one pull request there, but something actually went wrong there in GitHub, so the checker couldn't actually finish. So I pinged Stefan there, who hopefully will have a look at it when he has the time.
If that happened, it's probably that the file couldn't be read. Let me see the report.
It's
I might have to.
It's the top one, the feature /sprint 3.
Exactly.
Okay, because then I
yeah.
might have to regenerate the toolkit. I'm not sure which one Stefan took.
It actually stopped on the second action there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's upload check results. Okay, let's see. No files were found. Okay, then it's not the toolkit. Okay, good.
No, it doesn't. It feels more like a GitHub thing to me.
Yeah. Seems like a GitHub thing. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And then we also have the file from Ivar, but there I think actually Ivar and Stefan had a discussion, and Ivar needs to fix some things, because I think Ivar also actually discovered an error in the checker, which Stefan has fixed. So and the other thing was actually for Ivar to fix then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have I don't know if all of you who are in here just noticed the comment from Stefan on your pull requests that you need to sync from main to activate the checker as well. I saw at least one, for example, Artemis, but maybe she's still in Greece and.
No, she's back, I think. At least she's operative.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see. She actually merged or synced, so I think that will be up and running. So,
and we did hear from Sandvika as well, or?
Sorry, Jan,
yes, I think so.
I tried to do it at least. So if I didn't do anything wrong.
Let me see. It's this one.
You want to share?
Yes.
He's sharing. Lars is sharing.
Sorry. I don't see your screen also.
No, I'm not sharing.
Okay.
I was sharing.
Okay, you were sharing. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't see what Lars was meaning. Which one was that? All right, that's an earlier one. Okay.
Yeah. So
at least I got a failed check. So.
Yeah.
That I concluded that at least the technology had worked, even though the file was wrong.
Yeah. So
I haven't looked at it yet. So.
Yeah, and if there are questions regarding that you don't understand the the report, then just write a comment in the pull request, and we'll take a look at it.
I haven't looked at it. I just saw that it was some errors and browsed through them and thought this I take later, and later is not yet.
I could imagine that this one, I don't know what kind of shape representation you used, but it turned out that Stefan had been quite restrictive there, and because also my example files, I used extruded volumes, which were not allowed according to the checker, for example, but he actually included them as well. So yeah, I don't know what you used here.
No, I just used the default geometry type that we always use. So I will have a look into this and see if I can change the geometry type according to the rules you have set up, or else I will contact you back.
Or maybe it could be included then as a valid geometric representation. Yeah.
But again, it's very good for us to test if it's possible to do what you aim at here, and if it's not, then maybe we can make a JIRA issue in our development system and make the developers fix this within a couple of months or so. So this is a very good, when I work through this, I always try to fulfill the requirements and tell the developers if it's a hurry or not.
Okay, and then there were a lot of the same, as you see. I mean, these first two are, I would say they are the same type of report. And then I don't know what this is, attribute bound, but
neither do I.
It seems like it's a sort of systematic error.
I think this is solvable. It's probably something to do with the geometry thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I tried to go through some of them on Tuesday, and I think we can go through a couple more when we or Stefan can have a look at this error where the checker didn't actually reach the goal.
Since we were talking with Jan-Erik, I had two questions to you, Jan-Erik. One, as far as the issues that are open, there is one that you did open. Can you just feature it? Yes, display it. Is that still valid? Is that still a valid issue?
Yeah, I think we at least we haven't been able to get a successful check-in of sprint 2-3.
So what kind of action do we need to take? I mean, who's in the capacity to address and close this this issue? Is that on our part? Or? Yes.
To me, it looks like either we need to approve a triangulated face set by the checker, because we asked for a tin in that case. Or so either we need to sort of approve of the triangulated face set, or if Trimble could change the representation to a tin instead of a face set.
So this I haven't asked the developer, and I don't think I find it directly in the conversion file system here, so I need to get some help from the developer. So I think we can have this open.
Okay.
And I can sort out the possibilities, on our side first.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And before I forget, Jan-Erik, do you have the possibility to get Artemis update her video? Because there were a few parts in the video that she sent me that were not fully self-explanatory. So if you can take the time to have her update this video, we would compile it in the big one.
Yeah, I can do so. I have a meeting with her later today, and I know that she had tested more and had some progress since she made the video. So probably she can make a better video now.
Yep, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else we would like to inform the team here, Lars or Sergey? Things you have in mind?
Not from me, I think. Nothing. Just for Adam, if something that I wrote there is not understood or something, then just get back in the comments there and.
Yep, will do. Yep.
Okay.
I have a question, I guess, for mostly for you, Michel, but also for the implementers. Since we weren't checking informal propositions in the implementation, and we now had with Trafikverket a file that's quite violating quite a lot of the face orientation in BREPs, informal propositions. I was wondering whether or not we should also check that before validation services. I'm not sure how that will work in the future. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a sort of a very restrictive check or not, but it will show up if the faces aren't oriented correctly. EREPs.
And just to make sure I understand the context, through which paths did you get those quote files or submissions by Trafikverket?
Completely different topic. We have a project with Trafikverket where we are working on this IFC file and correcting it, and making an quote unquote ideal file that can serve as a beacon for implementers.
Okay.
It's a bridge file, by the way.
Bridge file.
It's a bridge file, and it turned out I cannot say exactly which software Karin in this case used to export the file, but it turned out that a lot of faces were sort of pointing in the wrong direction. So you have sort of the material on the outside of the slab or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because the faces have a normal, and the normal doesn't go the right direction. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, typical issue.
I'm sorry, I have to drop the call now because I have another meeting. But I have one question: how long is this meeting series going to last, or this deployment project?
That was my conclusion of the call. I wanted to rephrase the fact that we are extending these calls until the end of the year minimum. So you'll be getting an updated invite for the coming 3 months.
Super. Sorry, then I had to drop.
Please.
Thanks,
Jan-Erik.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. No, but yes. This is of course always very good if we, get additional sources that we, even if not tunneling concept specific, that we can inject into this quality checking process, quality checking tool we have. So if you ask me, Sergey, I would not, of course, not reject, request for help on behalf of traffic architect of that nature. I would run this through, yes. And if we have a technical, pieces of advice to provide them with, yes, please do.
But the question is also, should, as I understood it, that should you include these types of checks of informal propositions also in our checking procedure, or wasn't that the question?
That's the question, exactly.
You mean extending the checker? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
To concepts we don't cover?
No, it's more. I mean, this example was sort of checking for geometric representations. In this case, checking also the informal propositions in the specification, which might result in longer error reports in some cases. I mean, I would think that it's good and to get them, or at least in the report, so anyone has a chance to sort of fix it. But then if it should be sort of a stopping error or not, that's a separate issue, I guess.
Okay. It's two issues then: whether or not to include, and whether or not to make it an offense.
Yes.
for it not to be merged. Yes. I think that's a good approach. Yes. Maybe.
Can I suggest we take this at the occasion of the our Monday call, team Monday call?
Yeah, sure.
To understand the implications and specifically on the checker side.
Sure. Let's do that. But I would like to. I maybe would like to have some thoughts from the implementers, whether or not they would see that as helpful, but the other question, if we take this, we should definitely take it on the Monday call.
So any thoughts from Adam or Lee?
Adam, you're the one who could answer for us.
So I was a little out of there. I was just looking through the examples. So what was there was with the merging the pull request? There was
no. It's whether or not you would find it helpful to have in the report also the correct orientation of BREPs and tessellations, so that triangles are correctly oriented, because this is something that the validation services will most likely.
that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be really good, because we often get things from customers and the faces are all over the place, and people ask us, say, "Hey, you're not getting a correct volume." It's well,
right.
Shit data in, shit results out, is the old saying. So no, we get a lot, but that'd be great if it checked that.
Let me then put this into the checker.
And I was thinking as well of the the situations where you export to some rendering tools, and if the faces are not oriented the proper way, then this is a mess.
Yeah, they'll be dark instead of dark instead of. So I mean, we have done it ourselves. I'm not saying we're not haven't screwed up ourselves, but so no, it would be great for it to be in the checker.
Good. Okay.
Okay. Any other comment? Any other question before we close the call? Nope. Good. Then in that case, I'm going to be freeing you up, and for those interested, we are going to be talking again with each other by the end of play this afternoon, 6 p.m. European time. Okay.
Bye till next week.
Till next week. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Please
Bye
take
bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
You see annotation.
Yeah,
I
that
think-
would be
I
my
think-
initial guess.
No. I think
Okay.
it's well-known text we're talking about here,
What?
Text.
isn't it? Well-known text.
Okay.
No. No.
I think Eric, you need to rephrase the question, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'll try to rephrase that. I have a text that has, for example, a text style and obliquing and all those properties, and it acts as a or what I want it to act in IC is just a purely geometric visualization. I don't want the properties actually. Maybe that's the issue.
Well, geometry is a resource layer, and every resource requires a rooted object to be attached to. So you can't just say, 4 Cartesian points and someone's going to visualize that for you.
Yeah.
Those have to be rooted somewhere to the project. Everything has to be connected to the project one way or another.
Yeah.
So the question, I guess, what were you trying to visualize?
Okay, what was it is a text. It has a position in local position, for example.
Okay.
It has, for example, a text style, and it has a color, and it has an obliquing, and those typical text properties. And I want it as a. I just want a geometric representation, as a geometric representation of anything. Just for example, a signal, part of a geometric representation.
If just maybe I'm misunderstanding completely, but I put a link to IFC annotation in the chat. If you check the documentation of that,
Okay. Yep.
And see what you think.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
But you have to do it through text style. Annotation is just, again, another root object which requires some resources to be used for it. Annotation itself doesn't have all the text properties.
No. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so that was your first question. What was the second one?
Yes. As I began writing an issue on it, but I'm gonna publish it when I'm done with it. I'm just wondering, is there a way to have, if I have a linear placed object along an alignment, can that linearly placed object have a address from a different alignment?
What do you mean, an address? Like stationing?
Yeah, stationing from a different alignment.
From another alignment.
Because, for example, you could have at least in railway, you could have a main track, and then you have those, for example, side tracks that actually don't have reference themselves, but they use reference from a main track, sort of.
What do you mean by object on an alignment, first of all?
I mean that an object has a linear placement on the I see on the alignment, but that in IC is a composite curve.
I understand.
Yeah.
So it has a linear placement versus the siding track, or
Yeah.
and then you want to attach the address that belongs to the main alignment or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know what Sergey says. I'm just thinking loud. Why don't you just
valid.
Why don't you just do a linear placement versus this alignment of the siding track, and then have a IFC rel positions versus a referent on the main alignment?
Yeah. Or it would be.
Stationing and placement are completely different concepts.
Yeah.
Stationing is on the semantic level, and placement is on the resource level. So you can even have a global placement and access to placement with Cartesian coordinates and an address.
Yeah. It's yeah. I understand. Okay.
So you can do that, but with the caveat, probably nobody will know how to interpret it.
Yeah, I have a fear that.
Yes, because these on instantiation level, the MVDs are relevant, but nobody knows what the MVD policy at the moment is.
Okay.
As I see it, Building Smart is struggling to get the ISO stamp first, and then maybe they will deal with this level of implementation.
Okay, so
I don't know if
Lars, maybe future work.
I wouldn't say future work, because there's this is what I'm trying to say. This is not Building Smart that's gonna give you these kinds of requirements. Probably it's more like stakeholders what they need, and they just use the baseline from ISO. So if you want to test something, I'm not sure if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but Lars, you could maybe talk to TRV on something, that we test something with Rail Complete on this front. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but I think the the way I explained it is the way I would do it until someone tells me to do differently. But because
but if you want to test it with someone, if you would like to test it with someone, we can read the file, validate it, and so on, and give you feedback.
Yeah, I could provide an example.
But because I think, I mean, I would imagine that it's in a similar way on many railway yards, right, where you have lots of tracks, and then you have sort of the main alignment, and then you have everything that is essentially parallel to that, sort of using the stationing of the main track, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm not an expert on or sort of project in themselves, but I did imagine it is quite normal.
Yes. So yeah. Yeah, so I can ask. I have a good contact points to the railway side of Trafikverket, and I can first of all ask them how they do it today in their asset management, because they use these kilometers still. So, I mean, the addresses, as you talk about it, yes.
Because one of the issues with you have that kind of setup is that the stationing in between on the main alignment, the stationing might be of a particular distance, and the equivalent on the side track might be a different distance.
Yeah. So if you actually count the actual meters in the real world, it might not add up correctly, but that's the way it is. I mean, a kilometer might not be a kilometer either. So.
And you want the properties that when you project out from the track, everything that sort of projection has the same address.
Yeah.
But that's that's a convention.
That's
from a domain perspective, it's a convention. If that is leading to confusions and things, then they would create a second alignment. Just Sergey, you said the option you were discussing before a few minutes ago. You said basically no one would understand it. Is there another? Though this is correct, but no one will understand it. Is there another, maybe close to what Lars was suggesting, that another way that would be like more commonly understandable?
No, but there's just no requirements on the currents level, and nobody has ever discussed it apart from the deployment
for this case
project.
Okay.
The deployment project
did not touch that.
some discussion. No, we did, but that's what I'm saying. We did have some discussions, but we didn't get around to implementation and documentation. We did get around to documentation, as a matter of fact, actually also with Klaus's support. We did start writing on that, and then I posted an issue on the Building Smart site, but they ignored it. So.
So are we saying that the quote safest to start with would be basically the approach that Lars was suggesting?
Well, I don't know if we can say there's an approach Lars is suggesting. We have a baseline documentation and we just use the concept templates from it. I think they are good enough to do that already, but templates are templates, right? You have to substantiate them first. So if we say that we position something on an alignment, that means the rel positions points to the alignment and to the object. But we also can then use linear placement of the object relating to a different alignment. So there's no restrictions there. And we actually discussed it a bunch of times that the whole reason of separating these two layers is that not every software may support alignment geometries, but they might support stationing. So on the semantic level, giving stuff addresses, somehow you can place something in a global position and then still have the positioning, the notion of positioning elements along positioning elements to do that second part. So, but of course, if you at any point in time would like to test this with someone, just send us a file and we'll do that for you. Obviously, it's we're sort of collaborating on the implementations anyway. So just use the connection to the hard code that Rail Complete has built up. And we can do.
Anyway, I pasted in the chat, besides the IFC annotation, I pasted also IFC text style link.
Just go for annotation 2D geometry. That's
okay. Template. It's the template.
That's gonna do it.
Look for it. Annotation 2D geometry. Here we have it. Oh,
it's
one step.
Let me show you. It's this thing here.
So I pasted the link.
It's this thing here. It's a bit complex, but annotation with product definition shape and geometry text style attached to it. Has then the text modeled as polycurves or Cartesian point or whatever we see here. If we have it through index polycurve, then you have a Cartesian point list that has a length measure for coordinate list. So you have coordinates as a list. If you're using, I'm not sure what this Cartesian point actually means here, how this is supposed to work. This one might be completely off. But then you also have this text literal that has a style item and text style, and it can have then this geometry text style. And this geometry text style is a partial geometry text style, which gives you the access to fonts and to colors and so on. Yeah. The documentation should guide you through this.
Yeah, I'll find it all, I think, if I have a starting point.
Yeah.
And I also linked the concept template for stationing the chat.
Didn't we have a usage for stationing in Tunnel?
In Tunnel.
Maybe we have.
Didn't we do that? Oh no, we have a concept template station where we just require placement and a label additionally. Okay, got it. And what about the usage? Let's see. Let me look if we have a usage for station.
Yeah.
Because
only place I find station is for IFC referent.
For referent, and we don't have any restrictions there. Let me check. Actually, here, object connectivity, is this right? No, it's not. Or do I have the wrong specification open? Of course, yeah. Stupid me. I have the wrong specification open. I will just open the IFC 4.4 specification and see if we have any usages for it. But I don't think we did anything special with it. I think we just attached it to referent, like you said.
Yeah, I think so.
Attached what to referent? Station?
The station template as an option for representing addresses, as you call it. We call it station.
Yeah, there's one word for each person, I guess, on that.
Yes, I think we can safely say that. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's see usage. Yeah, we just have it in referent exactly. It's the usage, and it's probably not configured in any special way. What do we have on it? Nothing. Yes, as expected. And we have it published, so there's that. And we even have documentation for it. which is not a rule, by the way. So Lars has posted the link just for your information.
On station or that?
Yeah, that station link, yes.
Yeah. You just this rail position. Yeah, you can place a reference on any alignment you wish, and yeah.
Yeah, and then I would guess. I mean, one issue that I'm not sure. One issue might be that you might be expected to, if you have a linear placement versus one alignment, you could maybe, I don't know, maybe be required to have a rel positions versus the IFC alignment object. But then, I mean, to achieve this, you would also need relative positioning versus the referent at the same time.
I'm not sure what that means.
You have also, I mean, to provide an address to any object.
Yep.
You would use this station.
Yeah.
Concept template because that's versus any.
Understand?
Any product, right?
Yep.
And but then I'm not sure if there is some kind of a rule that if you use linear placement, that you should also use relative positioning versus the. I mean, linear placement you do versus the alignment geometry, right? And then if you, on top of that, should use relative positioning versus the IFC alignment, the rooted object, which is on the semantic layer. But to achieve this address, I guess you would need both a relative positions versus the IFC alignment and a relative positions versus a referent, which is then connected to the main alignment, which is another. Yeah.
So you end up with multiple rail positions?
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, correct me now if I'm wrong, Sergey, instantly before I lead anyone down the wrong track.
Wrong on what?
Yeah, what I just said.
So
having then one from then you have the same object, let's say a signal or something, and it's placed linearly versus an alignment geometry which belongs to this siding track. And then you have a rel positions versus the IFC alignment on semantic level for that siding track. But then you want this address versus the main track. So you have an additional rel positions versus the referent, which is attached to the main track alignment geometry. If that would be, to me, it's perfectly logical, but that doesn't sort of mean that it's.
Well, it does make sense.
Like I said, the placement is completely separate from stationing. So you could even have a Cartesian position and positioning on the alignment. So having an inner placement on another alignment plus it's completely fine. Currently, there is, to my knowledge, at least, we haven't put any restrictions to that inside the schema.
Yeah, and to me, it feels logical. If you want to use these sort of addresses, then the station template is the way to do that.
Yeah, I can achieve it, but But if I want other people to do it the same way, then it has to be documented, I guess.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So I could make an example file. Could begin with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you could, that example file, we could then maybe provide to our friends at 12D, and they tell us what they can do with it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have, I mean, 12D, and we have Akka can also consume stuff like that. So
yeah,
let's see what they make of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can send us the file also. We'll calculate the distance along and stuff like that if you like.
Yeah. Also, I guess for if I want further restrictions, that's even more sort of a local railway or well, yeah, local IFC thing. Yeah. Okay, I can explain the concept quickly. So the thing is, in at least very complete, you can restrict which alignments you can place, or you can place the referent that you rel position products that are linear placed along that alignment. Yeah, but maybe I can try to explain it in an issue. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds to me like, I mean, if you want this address attached to an object, you need to have a referent, and if you only have reference, I mean, you can only pick among the reference that you actually have. You cannot position relative to a non-existing referent, right?
Yeah.
So that would be sort of one way, I guess.
Yeah.
To have that kind of a restriction.
You cannot no. But let's say there are two alignments that are sort of parallel but not parallel. But
yeah. But I mean, to me that would be sort of a software issue, and yeah. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe post an issue so we can discuss it in public.
Issue.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy. Thanks for the help.
Hope that brings clarity.
and not confusion.
Well, but it's always very interesting to confront, people's opinion, like, experts, like very, very, very advanced experts like Lars and Sergey, who may come looking at the A1 problem from two different angles based upon what they've seen in the past and so on and so on. But still trying to converge towards the cleanest solution. That's a very interesting discussion to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay, had you a third question, maybe?
What did you say?
I was just wondering whether you had a third question.
Oh, a third. Sorry. No.
Okay. Good. Well, I think that was worthwhile asking in any case. So good that you did so. And please let us know of your example files, and then we'll try to see with the others software vendors, how they can digest it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Very good. Very good. Anything, Lars or Sergey, you'd like to bring to Eric's attention? We had spoken about the checker this morning. What was again the recommendation from Stefan? That's sort of
Yeah,
Andy should
well,
be doing, linking to.
I mean, you don't need to do anything special. I guess that concerned the existing pull requests.
Right.
That, that since he updated the checker, you needed to synchronize with the main branch of the repository. So that was it. But I think he actually posted an instruction for every pull request actually. So if you got that comment in your pull requests, then you should sync. That's about it.
Okay.
But I think in the case of a completely new pull request, if you create one now for this example that we have been discussing, then we are fine, I think.
Okay.
Good. Then if no other comments or no other questions, then I think we can adjourn this one call.
Maybe one thing then,
Please.
I mean, if we are talking alignments and stuff, then I mean to have the minimum amount of checker errors, maybe, I mean, I don't remember exactly which sprint, but you have sort of requirements for alignments in one of the sprints and how you should sort of structure things with horizontal and vertical and count and everything, and maybe try to look at that while you are creating this example.
Yeah.
Alignment layout we talked about in sprint 2.1. And placement, alignment geometry, linear composition we spoke about in sprint 2.2.
Yeah, we have. I was thinking about mainly the alignment geometry there. I mean, you need geometry if you're going to do linear placement. So so you see there you need the representation identifiers and types and stuff correctly. Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So with that one last additional piece of information, and I'm going to be wishing you a nice evening, and we'll talk to each other next week. I didn't mention that explicitly at the beginning of the call, Eric, but we are to carry on providing those support calls to you until the end of the year minimum. So expect a notification and an invitation for these calls as of next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much, everyone. You have a nice evening.
Yeah. Same to you.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank
evening.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.